we're going to go back to our tree now because we can't do anything with the ball because it's still wet and the tree is dry. So the back of it already has a little bit of mess on it, but we're gonna pounce on it with, this time we're going to be using Sunshine Yellow, some Wild Plum, some Stream, I think are the only colors I have in there. So I wanted to see just exactly what this would do. Ooh, it's pretty. It's so cool how this works. I wanted to mimic the front because the front had all those darker colors as well. So I wanted to make sure that my back looked a lot like my front. And I think it does. Now I'm going to wait for that to dry before I do the underneath, but I will show you the other side so you can see how similar they look. They're pretty similar. So we're going to let that dry, and then I think we will go to our other ornament that's in the pink and purple family. Ooh, we're all stuck together, having a good time. And this one we used just, let me see if it's dry. Yes, it is. I'm going to move that one back, trying to keep my pads with the ornament they went with so that I can do the other side. And on this one, what we used was, we used the Wild Plum again, and we used some raspberry. I'm going to put a little bit more on there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try and drip it so you can see. And then I used a little bit of the raspberry. Drop a few drops of that around. And then we used, I'm pretty sure we used the sailboat blue. I capped everything back up because I was starting to make a big mess, as you can imagine. And hopefully, oops, dropped a little drop on there. Did not want that there. Alright. So I'm going to flip that one over. And then we're going to try the same thing. See if we like the colors. I think we had another color in the front. I have to figure out what that was. The front has more of a purpley look. Whoops. I had raspberry in there. Let's see. Well, maybe I had some pink sherbet. I'll put a little of that in there. Make it a little bit light. Whoa, I just sprayed it all over my hand. And now I'm going to be a shade of sherbet for Thanksgiving. Ooh, that kind of lightened everything up, didn't it? Made it all frisky. I like it when you do that and something cool comes out of it like this. And I like how it resettles into really cool patterns. I can definitely see myself playing with these a lot more often. Let's see how that compares to our other side. Oh, our other side has a lot of blue in it that I did not have in that one. Huh. Well, we're going to have to squirt a little bit of blue in there, I guess. Well, you never know till you do it. I do like that pinky purple look, though. It's pretty. I'm going to add a couple of blues. And maybe a blue and a green. Maybe that's Stream, maybe. Maybe that's what made it look the way it did on the front. But we will see if we can replicate it a little bit closer. Ooh, maybe not. Well, let's see. We'll flip it over and see. Looks like we had some reds in there. Well, this is probably the closest we're going to get to duplicating. So now I think I'm going to try and finish off my edges a little bit. Now the tricky part, this is what I did with the other pieces. Look at my hands, this is funny. What I did with the other pieces is I turned my felt, and I just kind of still pounced, but doing it with my hand instead of the tool. I couldn't think of another way to get in there. And why not? You know, I'm already going to be stained all to heck. I might as well just go all out and stain myself all the way. When you're playing with something like this, you have to be willing to take one for the team, right? Because I want to make sure that you guys see what can happen and can be done. And I want to make sure that if it's something that you can avoid, that you certainly know how to do that. This one definitely has more red in it. I think I need to put a little squirt of red in there and get it, fix it so it's better than it is right now. I hope I'm still in frame. I hope you can see that it looks like pretty much the whole ornament is covered, but my back does not have the red that the front has. So what I want to do is I'm going to get a little bit of watermelon, put my pad back on. What's the point, really? And then I'm just going to squirt a little bit of watermelon on the pad, and then I'm going to go back over just to see if we can add a little bit of red highlights. Oh, pretty. I'm almost positive that I need to put a fixative on this so that it will be a permanent. I mean, I'm sure alcohol inks are permanent, but you know, if somebody wants to wash it. The other thing, I don't know if I showed you, is this alcohol blending solution and how cool that makes it. Ooh, instead I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol on it because that really makes it cool. See how cool that makes it? It just does all kinds of really neat things. It just moves it around in ways that's just neat. I might have to do one of these. I think I had too much. And then I'm going to put some of the colors back on my pad. Well, let's see how it is in comparison to the other side. It looks pretty similar. Maybe a little bit more. I put a little drop of reds. That's the other thing you could do that's cool, huh? Pretty neat. Okay. I like it. It's frisky. And then our Christmas tree is really looking good. I think we probably are ready to play with our ball again. So let me cap up some of the purples. And I have to decide what color I want to add into that mix to make that pop more than it is right now, because I don't really think it looks as interesting as I want it to, that the ball. I think the ball could be really cool, but right now it just seems like it's kind of, I don't know, I'm going to say boring. And then I'll put this one on. It's not as big as the other ones, but that's okay. And I think I'm going to try to add red and yellow to the green ball, and let's see what that does. Probably will be crazy, but we're going to go with it anyway. So I'm going to use watermelon and the sunburst, I think it's called sunburst yellow, sunshine yellow. And we'll see what that does to that ball. I put this on a couple of Q-tips. I don't know if you can see that. I couldn't figure out what would make it be sturdy enough, so I decided to try something new and different. Now this time we're just adding red and yellow into the mix to see what it does to our green. It's kind of neat. I'm going to pull it off so you can hopefully see it better. Ooh, I got yellow stuck to me. Not a good way to go. And then I like to have them all out and ready to play with, and so then I knock them off as much as I possibly can you know, they fall over. And I'll put a little bit more. Ooh, don't fall off. A little more red and yellow in that because I like it. I think it looks cool. This is certainly something that you could not do with your kids. And if you were going to do it one-handed or with one arm, you'd have to figure out a much better system than I came up with to hold them in place, because I couldn't figure out a way to make the as you can see, I couldn't figure out a way to make the red, or the ball to stay in one spot. But I do really like the technique, and I like the alcohol inks, and I really think that if you want to try something new, this is a great thing to try. I love the way it feels like you can do whatever you want with them and just keep going until you're happy with it. And if you don't like it, you can just spray a little alcohol on it and change it up. So I think we're going to call our ball almost done. Beautiful. So with that, I think we're going to end this tutorial for a moment, and then once they're dry, we'll come back and put some ribbons on them and get them all ready to go. I decided I did not like the gold rope, this stuff that was on top of them, and it was already fraying. I couldn't believe it was already fraying. After all, I had just gotten it, and all I did was tape it, so that was a little bit, it wasn't making me happy that it was doing that. So anyway, whoa! I just pulled out that sucker. Sometimes these buggers are wild. Okay, got it back in. So I thought the green looked nice with this ball, and I'm going to try and do a ribbon on it without having it go everywhere. Whoa, jeez, this thing is really moving and grooving today. And then I think I'm just going to do these on an angle, but I want to put enough, I like to leave enough so that it can hang down the side. There's our first one. Then I thought I would do this really pretty purpley sheer ribbon for on our pink and purple ornament. Hopefully I can thread it through there. I'm sorry, I'm going to go off camera for just a second. I think they really came out well, and for our first time of playing with the alcohol inks, I think we did pretty good. I mean, it wasn't a total fail like my first attempt at gelatos. I am going to really work on the gelatos there, because I've been watching other people use them, and they make them look like they're easier than when I tried them. I really struggled with them, but it could be just that I was using too much or the wrong amounts, or whatever. You never know. You never know what it is that stands between somebody else doing it well and you not. There we go. I like this. I thought it was pretty, the sheer purple with the colors from above. And I think I'm just gonna still bow it, but make the bow above so that you can hang your ornaments. And someone on YouTube did go to I think it was Home Depot, and found this shape, or pretty close to this shape, tile, but it didn't have the hole in it. And I mean, it was really inexpensive, but for $1 I thought that these were better because it has the hole in it. And I mean, the things that you think about that are a hassle would be, how are you going to hang it if there's no hole in it? And I didn't want to think about that. I just wanted my ornament to be done and pretty and not have to think about things like that. And then our final one, I chose a brown satiny ribbon to go into it, and I'm gonna go off camera again. I really liked this whole project because we did so many different techniques and so many different ornaments in a very short amount of time. And when you think about all the gifts you have to get for people, I think that these would make great package trimmers as well as great gifts. So I would definitely encourage you to try this. And again, I got my ornaments at AC Moore. They were $1 a piece. I got my ball, that is a glass ball, and I got it from Michael's, and they had everything 50% off, and I'm sure they're probably going to be even cheaper for Black Friday if you venture out. But they really, the glass balls really, once you paint, you pour this paint inside, let it dry, well, drain it, let it dry, and then alcohol ink the outside of it. That's the secret to that, because if you don't put this on the inside, then it's going to be clear, and I didn't like that look. It just was, there just wasn't enough drama for me. So I'm going to hold these up higher so you can see them in more detail, but that's what that looks like. I love that one. I think it's just so neat and so romantic, I guess I'll call it. And then this is our Christmas tree in purples and pinks and blues, and that's my dog barking. And then our ornament in pinks and purples. I did use a spray fixative, I'm not sure if I told you that already, on them to seal them so that they will be permanent, and that worked fine. And so that is number 7 or 8. I'm not sure what number we are in our totally terrific tags and trimmings, but thank you so much for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for the nice comments that I've been getting, and have a nice holiday. Bye-bye.